Do I look good? Camera lounging like this?
I was just going to ask you if I look good.
Oh, I can't see you.
Can you get up and check? Because, like, let's call it how it is. I look ugly as fuck today.
No.
Well, first off, thank you. But I just, like, I didn't
I appreciate that.
I didn't put makeup on, you know, like, I'm kind of roughing it.
I appreciate your integrity.
And I hate when this shit happens.
Now, how do I look?
You look good. You don't have to try, like, you're
just chilling?
Yeah.
Just man spreading?
Yeah. Maybe fix that. Just. Happy birthday. This one's just for you. Happy birthday from ourselves to you. Hey. I don't really know. I just made that up. No, when I started clapping, it reminded me of like when you're at like Haniori or those places where they're like, happy, they all, you know,
yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, happy birthday.
I had a birthday at a Japanese steakhouse, and my mom probably told you the story. They literally reached across like the grill. Like it was done. We already ate at this point. It was like the
yeah, but it's hot as fuck still.
No, I mean it was done. But it was like the dessert, whatever. It was my birthday. They were bringing out like my birthday free cake, whatever.
Right.
To sing.
Love that.
And I'll never forget this dude, probably 50-year-old Asian dude, whatever, working there, reaches over and is banging a drum in my face like this.
Happy birthday. That's what just for you.
I swear. It was hilarious. I remember I'm like leaning back, and my mom and I, we still laugh about it to this day, that she was sitting there like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like banging a drum in my face while they're singing. I'm like 10 years old. I'm like, what's going on?
What is going on? Yay. Well, you know what is going on is
Brunch with DESB.
You're back on.
I know.
Yay. You haven't been on since we said that we were pregnant. And so that was technically, we recorded that when I was.
We are pregnant, both of us.
We're pregnant. We're expecting.
Yes.
I'm pregnant.
Yes.
As we discussed in that episode.
Yeah.
Knock it the fuck off if you guys are claiming we're pregnant. If you're a man posting we're pregnant, reevaluate.
You're not.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not pregnant. Sorry. Unless you want to use the iPhone emoji that a man is pregnant, you want to use that one, then ball up.
Right.
Ball up and use that one. Then, you know, like, let's make it a thing.
Prove it.
Yeah. Put your money where your mouth is, you know?
Literally.
But yeah, I was 9 weeks when we recorded that, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, anyways, I'm almost 20 now. So that was like 10 weeks ago. That alone, when we recorded that.
You're what, 18? 19? No, 19.
We recorded that on like December 9th. So to this day, that's almost 2 months ago now that we even recorded that episode.
Yeah, pregnancy goes so fast.
Well, especially when it's your third.
And because you said it the other day, maybe on Instagram or conversation, probably Instagram, I think it was, on one of your stories. You were just like, literally forget that you're pregnant while having kids.
Yeah.
Until you start to feel the baby.
You also, you also like just don't care as much.
Yeah.
Like you're not as hyper focused on it as you would be your first.
Well, yeah, naturally.
Yeah.
Third time doing anything, you're not going to be as wow about it. There's no doubt.
I know. Yeah. It's like, sorry, you know. Like
That's just human nature, though. That's not anybody's fault.
I know, but I even said it on the podcast. I felt so guilty because I did like these really elaborate baby books for both the boys. Mostly because they were both traumatic in their own ways. Like,
yeah.
You know, but like this one, I've done nothing. I barely have taken any photos. Like, besides like in the mirror sometimes, like for Instagram, like I don't save them, you know, like I mean, it's just sad. I just feel guilty.
I get it. It's a mom guilt that obviously dads won't understand until the baby's like actually out and we're more involved. So I get it without getting it, but I can say from my perspective, it's like we've been busy.
I know, but I just don't.
So much
I can just see the boys using it against this baby and being like, "Mom has our books. Where's yours? Where's your book?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, it's like one of the, like, I'm so sorry. Like, mommy was struggling, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Mommy was busy.
Just what trauma dump on our child.
Yes.
Yeah. And just explain, like, no matter what you think, it was still more important that I was struggling and not you.
Yeah, right. Just gaslight them.
Yeah.
Listen, you were inside and you were harmonious, okay? I had to deal with the real world the whole time.
Right.
Well, welcome back to Brunch with DESB. Obviously, whenever Wyatt's here, we have no plan.
I know.
We love not having plans. You know, we do everything and just go, oh, fuck.
By the seat of our pants.
Yeah. By the pants of our seat.
I tell you what. We
are just guns a-blazing, going. So, first off, fresh week. This week I'm 19 weeks now.
Super Bowl today.
Oh shit! It is Super Bowl Sunday.
That, first of all, pregnancy I get, but Super Bowl's.
It is Swiftie Bowl Sunday. Swiftie Bowl Sunday.
Oh, whoa!
I will be excited to see if she actually makes it to the game. Because here's the thing: like I could see her fucking doing it.
Oh, she'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna, but it's gonna be.
She's not
so
gonna
cool.
I mean, like you just think of it.
I know, but like it's so cool. She performs the fucking Eras Tour in Tokyo. Baddie. She knows all her routine. Like she does this amazing performance.
It's called being a billionaire
and then
being able to get
and then
anywhere.
She just goes and then is like a normal person. Like it's so cool.
The power of money is
but it's
insane.
also her talent. Like she is just her.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's. I mean,
it's fucking awesome.
You can't argue. She's one of the most successful, unique people in history at her status.
She is my Michael Jackson.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you could probably put her on that level in that conversation without a doubt.
Yeah, because I think even without social media, you take away social media today, she would be just as big, which Michael Jackson was big without social media. He was just tabloid famous.
I mean, that's like watching like the Michael Jordan series on Netflix.
Oh, right.
A couple years ago. It was like the same idea. They just said like these athletes at the time or celebrities in this case.
Like we're so naturally good that they were everywhere.
Well, no, it was like the idea that we didn't have the social media, like you're saying. You were on it. We didn't have the social media, so we only saw them on TV once a week.
And it was like,
And so like they didn't exist.
Also,
they didn't have social connection on a platform to where when you saw them, they were not real.
Could you imagine like how canceled 99% of people we idolized back in the 90s, 80s, etc. would be if we would have social media?
They already are.
We
caught back up.
Sure.
We caught up to backdate them.
People decided to go back 50 years to then, but crazy. Because you think of the shit those athletes did?
Still do.
Oh, still do.
Come on.
But I'm just saying, like, when they're winning that much back in that day.
I think about it not all the time. It's not my
I
Roman
lay
Empire.
in bed thinking about this.
It's not my Roman Empire. But like somebody like for specific example, I think of Mike Tyson.
Oh,
crazy
person.
I mean, top of the world in terms of his prime, literally peak celebrity status.
Crazy.
I could not imagine the shit he did. That it was still not even talked about. That he probably won't even talk about. I'm sure there's some
statute of limitations
dark shit. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Well,
but
look what happened to people like, all the accusations even months ago against Ludacris. Was it Ludacris? But even just what happened.
P.
Diddy. Sorry, P. Diddy. Do not come at Luda. You know what I'm saying? Like, Luda's got to stay. But like R. Kelly, even just what came out with that. Like, it's crazy because you think of so many people who have just gotten away with shit.
Yeah.
So
how do we get here? Taylor Swift.
The
Super Bowl.
Love that.
Next Sunday. You were talking pregnancy. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, we were talking pregnancy because, yes, that is my Super Bowl. But I am 19 weeks, almost 20.
Still missing a nail.
I'm still missing a nail. You know, but here's the thing. I missed my nail appointment because we had that big snowstorm. So I've technically gone almost 2 fucking months with these nails, which is pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
To only have lost one in just last week.
It's a good product.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know what else is a good product?
What?
My Vitality jumpsuit.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty fun. That was funny.
Yeah. I crossed over.
Yeah. It looked good, though. It complimented you.
You know what? And it felt good.
Good.
I'll say it.
Looked good.
I'll put my money where my mouth is. You know what I'm saying? Would, you know? I think that's the one thing that I try really hard to stay honest with.
What?
Is like if I say something and I'm going to go back on it, I'm going to be like, hey, yep, my mind changed.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know, like a few months ago or a year and a half ago, I think I said something about Taylor Swift. And I still stand by this because there is definitely a level there's like a spectrum of Swifties where like you still got the crazy ones where it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, sorry, you know, like relax.
Borderline you.
No. If you ever deep dove into what Swifties do, same with Disney adults. If you really dove, you'd be like, we're good here.
There is a spectrum to it.
We're good here.
No doubt. There's levels.
But anyway, so I spoke about like her fans, some of her fans. Why are they crazy treating her like Jesus? Here I am. She is Jesus. Like I get it now. I've seen it.
Yeah. So you are them.
I'm not them, but I am they, them.
Yeah.
I am the they of them.
I get you. Yeah.
So anyways, I'm going to always step back and, you know, I'll swallow that. So yeah, hanging out with Chloe so much. And even Libby, I bought Gymshark. Who am I? I'm a woman of reverse psychology. I Uno reversed everyone this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my Vitality jumpsuit was nice. Now, will I spend more money immediately on the brand? Like, no. Like, I'm not going to, like, do every launch and shit. But it was a piece I was like, I need this for pregnancy.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is. I don't blame you. I don't have much to add on clothes. Sorry.
You
it's
don't?
not my forte. No.
You don't like clothing? You're wearing Petula and Stori right now. Rest in peace.
Yeah. I know. R.I.P.
That's fucking sad.
I love
For those of you who don't know, I might as well address that too. Stori is no longer a business, which is sad because I've gotten a lot of questions. Like, a lot of people were super passionate about it. I mean, I was too.
It was good.
It was
I'm not
great
going to lie.
brand.
It was some of my favorite stuff that they've put out in terms of athleisure wear /
especially for men.
Gear.
Like, for men,
the men's lines were top notch.
Yeah.
I'm actually wearing a Stori tank top.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's almost like collectible shit now.
Not with the amount of times I've worn it.
Fair. But you're wearing like a prized piece of like, where'd you get that? And then you have to be like, it's not a business anymore. Actually,
not when it's just like a black tank top.
Yeah, true. But you get it.
I get it.
Yeah, that's sad. It had nothing to do with, at the end of the day, like, businesses just have to do what's best for them, and
but also it's people owning it. So guess what? They
don't want to do it anymore.
Those people who we know obviously opened it up and it was working, but who knows what the hell happened? I mean, they got a lot going on in their life anyways. So it's like,
oh my God, they've been trying to move into their new house for like 8 years.
I know.
And they finally get to do it, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's still people.
You got to do
whatever.
what you got to do. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And you know what? They did a great job with what they had.
Hell yeah.
And what they did.
They pumped out a good product.
Yeah, by no means are they hanging their hat on like, we fucked up. It's like we delivered till the end.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. Well, they might have, but also it's not even like a fuck up. It's just, we didn't realize what we actually were required of this product maybe to work in this season of life.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, RIP Stori. But they're not coming back. All their shit's gone. I think the Instagram's even gone. The website's down. Like, go find it on Poshmark. That's really the only place you're going to find resale items of Stori right now. So outside of that, we have a cool announcement.
We do.
I'm pregnant.
Who knew?
Who knew?
No, but we do have a lot going on. This is the biggest piece of it so far, at least as of right now.
Yeah, but probably the last like 2 weeks, we've been kind of
last 2
dabbling
weeks
this.
have been crazy.
But yeah,
we got a new
house.
We're moving.
We are moving. That's kind of scary to say out loud. I don't like saying that out loud.
It's fine. It just
gives me anxiety of like moving, like physically moving items.
Yeah, my mom made sure to tell me like, okay, when are you moving? I told her probably estimated date, and she's like, okay, well, I'll just make sure to not be there because nobody likes to do that.
No, and I'm not gonna lie, like I'm really upset about like my podcast room.
Yeah,
like this part really fucking sucks. For
me. You are losing this for sure.
For the interim. Like I don't know what it's gonna turn into, like what my room will turn into, or where, or when, like I don't know. Like there's something we could do, obviously, but it's like I just don't know what yet.
We'll find a spot.
Yeah, we're gonna figure something out. It sucks to like lose this, but also like I'm not gonna hang on to this home that doesn't work for our family just for my podcast.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, though, I mean, it'll be kind of fun each week for probably at least the first month. You'll probably have a new backdrop.
Oh, I'm gonna be like sitting in bed sometimes. Yeah. We might just be sitting on the floor.
Yep.
I feel like that's kind of the style now anyways. People are just like fucking podcasting anywhere. Yeah. Look at Shane Gillis and all his friends. They sit on some fucking shitty couches in the middle of New York.
And they're like all sitting on the couch like this.
Yeah, they all talking. I think sometimes that's more fun,
It is. Like it's more authentic. It's not as fabricated, whatever you want to call it.
But I do love this room. So it's gonna be sad to leave. But we are moving, and it really just was one of those things. Like and even some people have replied, they're like, I thought you guys were in your forever home, and like we did too.
We really did.
For sure we did.
Third kid, as quick as we had it, well, conceived him.
Yeah.
And not him, by the way.
Yeah. Conceived him.
Conceived him. Because we don't know.
We do not know.
And we won't know. But, it just happened quick. Made us pretty seriously reevaluate. Oh, okay. Well, what are we doing with our house? Because we were at a crossroad, essentially, of, okay, well, with the house we bought, there is some improvements we wanted to make and, to make it our own and really finally put our own touch into the space.
Mm-hmm.
But then we realized the cost to do that and everything we wanted to do was something that we had to consider, but knew that it was most likely going to happen and needed to. If you're in real estate, you got to take care of your home.
You have to put value into your home to continue to add value to it in the future.
To get the most out of it in the future, you do have to invest in it a little bit, which is fine. But at the end of the day, it's your house. You put in the money.
You want to love your house. Yeah. You want to love your home.
So we were at that point, but now we, just for fun, honestly, Des and I, we've been looking at houses for
since
6
like
months,
last summer.
at least.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Just
like
totally looking.
Mostly inspo. Like I was like, I want to walk into some homes.
See what we like, what we don't like, what our future home could be, and what we, are non-negotiables that we have to have.
Like future.
Or even in this current home. Like, okay, here's what we want to do. Let's keep looking at houses to see what they look like. And even in the future of like, if we do ever move, we'll know of some houses or areas that we like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we ended up doing that. And then after, I don't know, we got back from something. You got back from a trip.
I got back from my mom's trip. And we had two homes we were going to view. One of them being like a friend from high school. Her beautiful home was on sale. And I hadn't been in it since high school. So I just wanted to dick around and like go look at it. Cause it really took me back to like my freshman year of high school going in the house. And, I'd never seen all of her home. So, it was fun. We just kind of did it for fun. And then we added one more home in the similar area because we were like, oh, we're already over there anyway.
Yeah, let's go look at this one too.
Like whatever. We really, I love the inspo of the back patio. Like that sold me. I just want to go look at it and have some idea of what it could look like in our home. Yeah,
and then Des, when she got back from her trip, she's like, "Oh, by the way, we go see 2 houses tomorrow." And quite literally, we're moving now, so we'll get to the obviously story. But even in that moment when she told me, I remember sitting there like, ugh. Really?
No, me too. I was going to cancel.
We have to go see two houses today. It's like, it's not that, we don't like it. It was just one of those days where I'm like, I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. And then we ended up going, we saw that second house after the one she just talked about from her high school, saw that second house, and Des loved it. I mean, it was a great house. No way around it.
I loved it in the way though of like, I'm going to tell Wyatt I love it because I would love to live in it. But like, I know that's not realistic, but it's like, I love it. Like, I didn't really say it with the intention of, like, let's take this seriously at all,
until we saw it.
Until we kind of got home, and then I was really, like, I kind of not pestered him, because I realized every time I've been in charge of finding the home or making a big purchase,
she ends up complaining about that purchase
I end up regretting it, or I end up I move too fast, and I know that about myself, where that's where like we kind of yin and yang. I push him to be a little bit more spontaneous, or just kind of think outside the box, and just kind of go for it.
To be fair,
think less,
because I like to ponder.
But then he kind of allows me to like take a step back and be like, we need to think more about this.
Yeah,
whatever. So then he started thinking about it, and it was like that night, went to bed, and then he woke up the next morning. He's like, "Do you want the good or bad news?" And I was like, I don't fucking care. I cannot stand it when people ask me that. What do you want first, good or bad? It's like, just fucking talk. Like, just stop asking me. And then he told me, he was like, well, good news. Like, I love the house.
I want it.
Bad news. And he kind of just walked through like the different financial things. Cause again, these are huge decisions that should not be taken lightly. And we did not plan to move.
No. And so and that's why we approached it this way.
It was like it has to be very strategic. It has to line up. It has to make sense.
Because I mean, it's getting a new house for anybody. It's a serious.
Oh my God, it's a serious decision.
So it was one of those things where it goes back to our crossroads of, do we put money into this house, or do we
getting something that's already done?
Do we get serious about maybe a house out there? And so we just happened to find a house that is a little bit further out of the city, or at least in the more popular area that we're in now. And by popular, I mean, we're in small town.
We're still in
USA.
a small town.
Yeah. We're in small town
We're
USA.
not like outside
of
Chicago.
This is just a little bit further. Nothing crazy, but it was one of those setups where after doing the math, like that night that next morning I woke up and told Des, I was in bed. I told her this. I was in bed at like, we were in bed. At about 12:30, I'm fading, but then all of a sudden I start thinking about the house. I was up for the next hour until 1:30 in the morning, just running numbers, because I was like starting to get excited about it. And I just realized, I was like, Des, at worst case, we're spending a fraction
of like what we would have renovated.
A fraction. And by fraction, I mean legitimately a fraction. A fraction of cost would be putting a down payment on this new house versus putting a bunch into this house plus still dealing with the logistical issues of the house because of now having 3 kids, which we didn't anticipate until one of the kids were at least in school or, could move to a different part of the house with their bedroom. It just became a little bit of a crossroad, and we just found this house and we talked about it and we realized this actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it checks the boxes, and we're getting a better house by just really rolling over the equity we have in here. So it was awesome. An easy, very kind of fall in our lap thing that we didn't realize until we actually took it seriously. But either way,
I'm so excited.
We're very pumped.
So excited.
Yeah,
it's
we just got the offer accepted, a week
or two ago by now.
Week and a half or so. Yeah.
It's going to be so perfect for our family. Again, like I feel like I'm eating my words because we said this about this house too, right? Like it's going to be perfect, but it's like our family has changed. Our dynamic has changed. And I think the biggest thing you guys can take out of this and like why we share is number one, like get excited with us. We're all a part of a journey, like at the end of the day, but also like if you're house hunting or if you are in the market of wanting a home in the next couple years, just go fucking look at houses now. Yeah, I can't say it enough how much I regret, and I think we did it well this time. Just go see houses like right now. Even if you're not looking, you're just in an apartment, but it's down the road, like for you, like even years. Or even go look at houses. Now.
Yeah, just
go look at houses. Just go look. Start to realize what annoys you when you pull into a fucking driveway. If there's a lip, right?
It's dumb.
It's so stupid, but how does it feel when you pull into a driveway and pull out? How do you like? Do you like a door in front? Look at the lighting. Which way does the sun come in the morning from a window? Do you have windows? Do you want bigger windows? Do you want a loft? Do you want a cozy space? Like, I wish we would have just taken our time and looked at more houses, which we did this time. We went to a plethora. I mean, we even went and viewed like a $1.7 million house.
Ridiculous cost house. And let us be clear. We looked at it simply just because we knew it was going to be beautiful and we wanted to see what we liked out of it.
That realtor probably hated us. Oh, yeah. But also, like, that's their job. Welcome to your job.
But also, it's a hack. Actually, let's just use this as a hack for you guys. It's really fun, but just go through Zillow, find a house that you like or that you dream of having at some point in your life. It's like just start going to look at them.
Yeah,
set them up. Set up a viewing through Zillow. A Zillow listed or affiliated agent's going to reach out. We met probably 6 or 7 different agents, and each one of them were just like, "Yeah, here's the house," and they just let us walk around.
But again, it was so fun because we were like, "Ooh, I love a silver finish on hardware," or "Ooh, I love the master bedroom with this size of closet," or I like this, or like, I don't know. It was so helpful. And I wish we did that more even when we lived in Florida for fun. Yeah, I wish we just went and looked at homes.
Yeah. You just think of viewing homes as
you have to buy it.
Yeah. You are actively in the market, but every time we've told a realtor, this was our story. It's like, we're just looking for the right home. We're not planning on moving right now or necessarily in the future, but we know we want to keep looking. So that was just what we told them. And they're just like, yeah, cool. Because people do that, especially when it comes to a home purchase.
It's a huge purchase. Like, holy shit.
Des, you've said this all the time.
Yeah. I'm like, how do we just walk into a home, view it up, usually before we make an offer? We got to view this house 3 times.
Yeah.
We went 3 times in a span of a week. Sat in there. I mean, we were in there for an hour plus each time.
Talks about everything.
And we were opening every cabinet. I wanted to know how this felt. I flushed the toilets. Literally, I wanted to know outlets. The pressure, how the lighting looked. I was taking selfies in the mirrors. Like, I knew now what I wanted out of a home. But how are you going to walk into a house, see it once, make this humongous offer for a huge part of your life?
Hour out of your life.
I know. I always say, I'm like, can we just have a one night, you get to spend the night?
Yeah. That would be sweet.
I would love to see it at 6 p.m. I want to see the lighting at 11. Are there coyotes? Are there deer? Are there weird people? Are there zombies? And then wake up the morning. What's the sun look like? Am I awakened by the sun? Does my light in my room, is it bare? I don't know. It's just, it's a huge decision. So anyways.
And it gives you a feel of cost.
Yes.
You get a real life, walkthrough of all these homes of okay, this is realistically what, if I want this is the range of cost I can expect out of a house like this.
Yeah.
It helped us a lot to where when we found this house, we knew exactly the cost that we were comfortable offering based on other homes in the area. We knew our due diligence. And we offered way under. And we only did that because we had the experience of seeing these houses, knowing what it's probably worth, and just giving it an offer and knowing, hey, if it doesn't work, we're fine. We can make our house work, obviously.
Oh,
but
100%.
It ended up working because we did it the right way.
Which was crazy. We put in the offer and we're like, it reminded me a lot of how we got this house. We put in an offer and I'm like, hey, if it gets accepted,
cool,
we'll figure it out. And if it doesn't,
whatever,
I'm going to wipe my hands till the next spring. And here we are. We're like, if we put it in, whatever, they got back to us like 3 hours later.
Yeah.
We're like, yep, there we go. So anyways, long story, overextended chat about it, but also encouragement for you guys. Also, I think it's why it's really into the market. I think it's a good sign as well that like the market is just coming back down for a lot of people who are looking to actually buy homes for the first time and not have to offer $50,000 over asking and stuff. So
buyers have much more leverage. It
yeah,
depends on the market, obviously
like where you live.
Depends on the price range of the home, obviously. But generally speaking, right now, yes, buyers have more leverage than they have in the past 4 years.
Which is exciting. It's like, I mean, people who were buying their homes during COVID or you couldn't even buy a home and maybe are still renting because of how the market was. I hope we're going to start to see a little bit of an adjustment for like a lot of people. Cause I know we are starting to see it in our area, but again, we're in small town USA of Michigan versus LA or Denver or Chicago
or just a
or
hotspot near
whatever.
You. Everybody knows of probably a hotspot town near you that prices have just blown up since COVID. But
yeah, we're going small town. We're in a small town and we're right outside of it, which is great. So we're very much down the road, like in terms
we're
like we're
30 minutes away.
Yeah, like we're down the road, but it's still what we need. Yeah, and I'm excited.
It's next to the golf course that I play at. I don't have to drive 30 minutes to it. I can drive 5 minutes. I'll be home quicker, honey. I
am so grateful for that.
I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's so nice.
So fun. Thank you for sharing that, Wyatt. Thank you for sharing.
Welcome.
Okay, well, let's break into a few segments before we get into our final part. First off, Wellness Corner. I don't really have any updates for you guys except for the fact, sorry, Wyatt, you can just like lean back during this part. This is my time to shine. We have Peter Thomas Roth Skin Injectable Serum that I'm still using religiously. Now, granted, I am pregnant, right? So like my blood volume is going up, etc. But I will say, I feel like after using it the past 4 weeks, I've definitely seen a positive feedback in my skin.
Yay.
Yeah, it's felt really good. I love the serum. I love the moisturizer. I love Peter Thomas Roth. Like I wish I could use more of their products, like their cleansers and stuff. Like I genuinely like love their science, love their formulations, but also the rest of my stuff I use works. So it's like I'm not going to spend money on just a name, right now. Tula has a new product coming out soon, which is exciting. So stay tuned for that. But I did just get a re-up on my favorites. No Makeup Remover, Beauty Sleep, and the Tri Supreme Oil Serum, which is bomb. And yeah, pregnancy. I am feeling the baby kick, which is cool. Only like really at night when I feel like I'm kind of like able to sit and like think about it. During the day, I don't really feel it because I'm like up and moving and it's like right now versus like a real kick.
Yeah.
But I have felt it a few times, like even with my hand, like I had it probably like only twice, but I like felt it actually like on my hand too.
That's so freaky. I'll never get over that. Feeling the baby kick inside your stomach.
I can't believe
me feeling it, let alone you, obviously. But wow, it is weird.
I can't believe I'm feeling it again. Like I almost have this like such a dissociation that I'm pregnant that it's like, what the fuck is in here?
Yeah, no, I mean, that
like
goes back
shocking.
to like you just saying it's like
oh my
it's
God.
the third one.
Yeah.
So it's like you forget and then you're like oh
whoa.
shit, I'm pregnant. I forgot.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa, you're
Even
real
like
thing.
You
like
haven't
you're real.
forgot because you felt like shit for the past 18 weeks.
18
you
weeks.
threw up like a couple days ago.
Yeah. Also, like the baby is like a real baby right now. Like as much as we picture it as very tiny, it's like it looks like a child.
It's got arms and legs to it now.
Well, like a face. Like we go get our anatomy scans soon. It's like what you see in anatomy scans. Like it's a full fucking child.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's crazy. But other than that, Wellness Corner, like, yeah, honestly, just trying to keep it well,
Keep it well.
Just trying to stay well
trying to
for
keep it
real.
pushing.
For real, we're just staying pushing. Not really a lot of launches coming up. We do have Petula launched on the 10th, which is a very important launch. And if you haven't got anything from the launch, I hope there's stuff left. Honestly, the Rest and Play collection that I've been wearing that you've complimented every single day that I wear it.
Oh, the gray
sweatsuit? And the pink. You're like, that looks so fucking comfortable. I'm like, dude, like it literally is. That came out, so DESB for 5% off. Paragon had their launch last week. Buff Bunny has like a little capsule collection coming out. It's actually like dog stuff.
Like dog wear?
Yeah, like it's for dogs.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's called Buff Dogs or something like that.
Isn't it like known? I could be totally making this up, but isn't it known that like dogs don't really like being covered with stuff?
I don't know.
Maybe
is that a PETA thing?
It could be. I don't know. It could be propaganda.
Just PETA blowing some smoke up our ass.
This is how rumors start. But you know what? Actually, yeah, that's exactly what I heard.
PETA did say that.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
PETA.
I'm filling space, let's be honest.
No, yeah, for real. So that's really it. As always, new workouts actually just dropped last week for February's membership. You can use code brunchwithdesb to get $10 off your first month. I am working on the back end for some fun stuff for my pregnant mamas out there. And our next challenge is in April, which is awesome. I'm going to be turning 29. That's crazy. So turn 29 with me.
Damn.
I'm sorry. 6 weeks to shreds, which is great. We have one-on-one coaching spots opening this week, introducing our 2 new coaches to the team. So you guys will have to stay tuned for that.
You guys are going to love
Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. Awesome. It's been really so fun. We've been able to have our team meetings every week, and it's just so fun. We just get to chat, and they're both just already so loved by like the clients they've worked with. So that's nice. It's just nice to be.
It's a good rollout.
Yeah, it's just a good rollout. It's been a good rollout. I've just felt so integrated in the process too, like really taken into like my role of like how I want them to be, you know, and they've been so receptive and moldable, right? Like they've been coachable.
There you go.
Coachable coaches. We love to be coachable coaches.
It's the best kind.
You know, the best kind. So yeah, we have that big announcement this week, and yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, you're looking at a TikTok star too.
Oh shit, yeah. Wyatt, TikTok famous.
Please. Stop, please.
Yeah, no, Wyatt's been killing it. He actually, I've helped him edit a few videos, obviously. Like,
some stuff like just like, hey.
Like a finish edit. How do I finish this?
How do I like make this a little better? Because I did like all the cuts, you know, all the editing, voiceovers. But
that's what I was. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah,
is like, but the other day, within the past week, he's been doing all the stuff by himself and just kind of showing me before he posts.
Yeah, the only thing I will say that I will still take time on and she will still help me with is captions. I don't know what it is, but I feel so corny writing captions. There's something, it could be an ego thing. It could be just like a insecurity thing. I don't know what it is, but there's something about writing captions that are trickier than even putting myself on camera. I don't know why, but I hate writing captions. So
I thought, way to dig into that though. You know, is it insecurity? Is it a you thing?
It's definitely a me thing. It's
a great question.
It's something with writing a caption that feels
more
vulnerable.
It can give you an ick sometimes.
That's maybe what it is.
It can give you an ick of yourself.
Can stand out. Video can be fine, but then you can have a caption and be like, what the fuck is he saying?
I would say like we're our worst critics. Like other people would be like, that's exactly what they need to like click on it. Like, like if you made a caption that said, "Are you fat? Listen to this." Most people are gonna fucking click on that if they're overweight to have help. But it's ick when you write it, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, so it's like get pregnant by making this meal. It's like, it's an ick, but people are like, haha, that's funny. What meal is it?
Yeah.
It can feel weird, you know?
But I have been enjoying it.
Yeah, it's fun. And I
think another dad _.
I think we have such a good brand.
I know, it's good.
We're not just another couple, you know?
Yeah.
Not just another throuple. Woo!
No, there's no meaning behind that.
Oh yeah, no.
Just we saw the peacock thing.
The peacock, our friends Lauren and Dylan are on this show. What was it called? Fucking, I don't know.
Was it something with throuple?
It was something about throuples. But basically, can they handle the heat of adding a third in their marriage?
Yeah. I can't wait to watch them.
I can't wait to watch.
Because they're the most amazing people. They're just so nice. They're so nice. They're so loving. It's just they are the... I mean, in terms of reality people, they're just going to be entertaining. They're going to be so fun to watch.
I don't know if they get eliminated on that show, but I hope they just stay forever.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I know. It'll be fun to watch.
I'm for sure getting Peacock for that. Like, I will. You know?
It'll be fun to watch.
It's funny because like they announced they were on it, and like 2 weeks later, Lauren announced she was pregnant, and we were actually pregnant at the same time when we saw each other at Olympia, but didn't know. But we're like literally due like a week apart.
When did they record that, by the way? A year ago?
No, probably summer. Probably last summer or fall.
Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, so now she's pregnant. It's like, so do you guys have a third? Like, whose baby? Not really. Not really. But you know, you're
Don't do that.
We're crazy coincidence of timing. Like we're on this show, by the way, like I'm having a baby now.
Yeah. I mean, good marketing.
Great marketing.
They would know better than anybody. They know how to play it.
They know what to do.
They know the game.
And they're going to slay it.
I know. I'm excited for them.
I'm excited. But anyways, not just another couple, you know. So, go follow Wyatt. he's having fun.
Yeah, it's really just fun right now. I mean,
it's also just documenting things, looking back and be like, oh my gosh, remember when Archie was that small, or when Maddox did that?
It's totally totally putting out there for everybody to see, but at the same time, it's just kind of for fun, really. Like I just like cooking anyway, so why not film it?
Yeah.
And then I get a couple clips of the kids, me and Des, meals I make. Yeah,
it's been really fun too.
Yeah, it is fun.
And I will say too, like I've been very vocal about this. Me and Michaela did it on like our podcast too, where we kind of talked about family vlogers and like when does it come to a point where you like exploit your kids versus just be genuine and share. And I just want to make it very clear that like that's something I think about, you know.
Oh yeah,
and it's so important to realize like parents out here that do share their families, because I wouldn't just say their kids. Like our content isn't just our kids.
No,
it's like us. Like, hello, I'm the star first. Thank you so much. And then if they're if they're like in the frame, or just our lifestyle as parents, you know, whatever. But I think I've just come to continue to realize like I will know my own boundary. You know, like I see certain content that I know I wouldn't feel comfortable making.
And at the end of the day, Des, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody else says of you exploiting or whatever, it's what makes you feel comfortable.
That's
right?
so true.
It is. But I have thought about that a lot with my content. Of like, I don't want to just
because by you thinking about it means that you're being a good parent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like how people are.
Yeah, I don't want to cross the line.
If you wonder if you're a great dad, you are being a great dad. It's like if it's on your mind and you're being conscious of it, I would argue then you're doing the right thing.
More than likely, okay.
You're knowing compromising positions, like you don't want to just put a thing of your kid crying for like 10 minutes where it's like, you know, it's like, you know what to share, how to make them comfortable, but also just document our life. Well, yeah, I love doing it. I love oversharing. Holy fuck, I have a podcast.
Right. Yeah, no kidding. But I feel like it's exactly one of those things with what I'm doing is like the kids helping me cook. It's like that. Trust me when I say that. Again, it's like it's not for you guys. Granted, and might get some more views, and it's cute. But it's one of those things, though. It's also, again, I get to look back on these things in the future, and I now have videos of me cooking with my kids at this age, when otherwise I would have never, ever recorded that.
We're also not bribing our kids like, hey, if you do this, we'll give you 3 Thin Mints. I'm not telling.
You'll get snack after you lock in for your shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, like you give me 30 more seconds,
Here's
Maddox.
a Red Bull.
Yeah, like it, or like Stewie when we're giving him Coke. Like on Family Guy, they're giving him Red Bull and cocaine. So, anyways, it's been fun. I love our content together. I think it's cool that people also see a different side of you. Because so many people are like, I didn't know Wyatt could cook. I'm like, I've said it on this podcast before, but regardless, it's like, it's cool for them to see a side of you also, where like you might be present here, but not everyone watches here, which look at losers. Fucking L7 weenies.
Oh, there you go.
L7 weenies.
What's that off of again?
I don't remember. I just remember
my best friend in high school always said that.
I know.
L7 weenie.
I wonder why.
I don't know. It was off of something.
All right. Last segment before a few questions. Watches, just really quick. Oi. Oi, bruv.
Oi. Fuck no. Can we get some ice cream? Fuck no. That was good, wasn't it? Ted Lasso. We're watching Ted Lasso finally.
Good.
We're so far behind the ball on it. It's great. We actually love it. We've been binging it every night for the past week. Like, we get it. Kids go down. We're in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish.
We watch it till like 11:30.
Yeah, we watch like 3 episodes or 4 episodes or something. But
that was funny.
It's so much fun. We've been talking about how nice it has been to actually have a show again, because we just haven't watched a show. Oh
my God, we only watch YouTube. So I say it every week. I'm like, I have no shows, guys. I just watch YouTube.
I know. And we're boring. We're weird about that. I'll never forget the amount of time that we'll tell our friends, or we'll go to friends' houses or talk to them. What do you guys watch? And we're like, we just watch YouTube.
We watch Cody Go.
I know. It's so funny. Every time they're like, I've never heard of anybody that watches YouTube as much as you guys. And I'm like,
fuck
I
off.
don't know what to tell you.
Fuck off.
But it's one of those things though, like, and I'm sure somebody will understand. Maybe even if you don't watch YouTube, you might get it.
It's like, you don't have to make a choice.
Yeah. You don't have to like buy into a series. You don't have to commit to a movie. You can just go to YouTube and be like, what
15 minutes.
What I want to watch?
Minutes.
Here's 15 minutes. Okay, next thing. We're going to fall asleep in an hour anyway, so why are we getting invested in something?
Yeah, it's been so good. And I love Jason Sudeikis or whatever the fuck.
Sudeikis.
Yeah. he's always been good, right? Like when you see him in films or like in TV shows, you're like, oh, he's good. But man, his character is so lovable.
I've literally quoted him like 4 times already. I've said, I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate your integrity.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I just love
so good
him as a character. His character is so perfect.
Yeah.
And we love Roy Kent.
I know. Roy Kent's amazing.
Fuck
no. And he talked like this the whole time. So funny.
That's fucking funny. We actually came to the point where we had to look up a YouTube interview to see
what
his real voice was.
And
it's definitely more just natural high pitch Englishman, not like as deep and burly as he goes in the show. But man, he's got to be drinking a lot of water during filming. Like his voice has got to be burnt.
Yeah.
It's such a good show though. So definitely recommend Apple TV. Buying it for like the month and just binging it. It's so worth it. I don't know what we're gonna watch next because
I'm watching Masters of the Air though. If there's I'm probably wrong demographic for this.
Yeah,
but
World War II.
It's a World War II documentary. It's #1 right now on Apple TV, so you probably haven't missed it if you have Apple TV. But it's powerful. God, there's something with men especially, but just something so like interesting about World War II, the age of those guys, and now we're seeing this show. Basically, it's just covering the B-52 bombers, so basically the airmen during the World War II, battles. So, all these different shows have come out of different, infantrymen and all these different sides of the wars, and this is the first one where it's like in depth of like flight crew and their experience of the war, and it is fascinating. It like when you take away the idea of like watching like war stuff or whatever, and like just look at it from a historical perspective, it's just fascinating. You put yourself in those kids' shoes. I mean, you're watching grown men on the show when in reality those guys are 18 to 21.
It's crazy.
It's absurd. I just love it. It's just fascinating, different time, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's literally all we've watched this week besides Cody Ko's videos that have come out. And I think even we didn't watch his latest Button video. Button is back.
Oh yeah.
I didn't watch that one yet. And that's really it. Is that all we watched?
Yeah.
Did we watch any movie? We didn't watch any.
No, it's been Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
We've been busy though. We've had some nights where we've been.
Yeah, but also, Handmaid's Tale comes back this fall. And
Does it really?
I'm pretty sure it's the last season.
This fall?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, what a show.
God, I'm fucking excited for that fucking show. It scares the holy bejesus out of me because it's so fucking real. Like it feels so real.
It does.
It feels so 2025. Like it feels like it fucking happened tomorrow.
Yeah. Some things are very
it's
eerily
way
similar
too
to the
spot on.
Yeah.
But also it's so good. I almost want to rewatch everything. Like I would almost. It's a lot. But I would almost do it. I would think about it.
I will say I'm trying to convince Des to watch Peaky Blinders because I think she would love it. It's such a good show. It just seems
so daunting to fucking start. Like Ted Lasso, sports, I can ease into it. It's so light. It was fun.
Yeah, it's
until
fun to watch.
Until we balled our eyes out a few episodes.
Yeah, but it's just special.
Yeah,
I literally cried on Ted Lasso.
No, I definitely did too. I was trying to hold it in, and I was like,
yep,
my eyes are fogging up. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are our watches for the week. And yeah, last little bit, we'll get into just a few questions here because we had some for Wyatt and I. Hold on, first I need to take a sip. It's so funny. You still use your Hydrodrug Pro a lot.
I can't go without it. I literally can't.
You don't ever use your stainless?
No.
You don't? Do you not like straws?
I love straws. I love the idea of them and how it works. Like the stainless one that had the built-in straw. I like that a lot. Right. But I've realized that these pros actually hold the most water, and it's weird, but
it's literally the same amount.
No,
the stainless.
No.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was like 60 and
it was like just a little less. But I can get into some drinking water bouts.
Right, like 10 gulps, 20 gulps, 30 gulps.
Water
versus like sipping.
Even that slight decrease from an actual like half-gallon amount of water, I end up getting pissed at how much I have to fill it up. So it's just one of those things. I'd rather just never have to worry about it. I always have my water. It's always full. I never have to think about getting like 7 water bottles or refilling this 5 times.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people still use the pros. This is so like convenient for me.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I get it. I just drink more than that, and I'd be filling that up.
And I fucking love this color. This honeydew color is so cool.
It is pretty cool.
I'm obsessed with it. DESB. Anyways, okay.
What questions we got?
A couple questions.
Fire them off. I'm ready to answer.
Yeah,
stuff.
which also like go follow our Instagrams if you guys don't already. It's so funny. I changed my handle from Des Pfeiffer with 3 underscores. That's why I created this account back when we were in Florida. Like I would just post a few photos here and there. And I changed it to now, not just another mom, which is like so cool. Like it feels cool to have a name that's not just like DESB. Like my Sunscreening and Sarcasm account, loved it because it was just like a different entity of like, it was just fun, right? You see all these people with cool usernames, and I'm always like DESB, you know? Yeah. And technically it has underscores in it. It's like a fill in the blank, but no one knows that.
Yeah, true.
And I'm like, so anyways, it's cool to have like not just another mom. Also, no one had that handle. And like,
yeah,
cool.
Also, while you're looking through, did you find a question yet?
Yeah, I have a ton.
I didn't know if you were ready to fire.
Yeah, why?
Oh, I was just saying, if anybody out there was doing dry January, congrats.
Why was I thinking you were going to say doing drugs?
Oh, anybody out there doing drugs, congrats. No. Anybody that did dry January. Congrats, you did it. And I am pushing through until July. Did we talk about that on this yet?
I did speak how you were sober. Yeah. I told people that you were sober.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is I just wanted to share how great I felt. Like really? It's been
how's your digestion been? Like, have you noticed a change? 'Cause you usually would drink at night. And not even like a lot, right? But you'd have a few like to play a video game or watch TV.
Yeah.
But no, do you notice it has changed?
I mean, definitely. Of course, alcohol is going to mess you up. But I mean, I have my days. You know me. I'll leave it at that. But better, I will say. But good. I feel great. Ariana.
D'Antone?
Yep. I messaged her. She's been sober for like 6 months or something like that.
Okay.
Just like doing it for fun. Yeah. And because she wants to feel better. And I was messaging her about it. And she was like, you'll never believe how good you're going to feel in like month 2, 3. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've told Des coming into this. I'm like, we've all done like a month, right? But like even since college, I haven't gone more than a month not drinking. So it's one of those things where it's like, I wonder how the body chemicals like change when you don't have like even once a week alcohol to look forward to that alters that. So I just wonder how that changes. So I'm excited to get into month like 2 and 3 and really see how I feel or if my chemicals change.
I think too, you'll also view like, cause really I drink quite a bit too for a stint when I was drinking a lot in college. The only reason I really stopped was cause I was prepping and cause it was calories. So going through that phase of sobriety unintentionally, I think that's why I grew into just not drinking often. Cause I realized how much it made me feel like fucking ass and it wasn't worth it. So I'll be curious how even your drinking habits change organically in the future. Like
I've thought of it quite a bit.
Going out and you're like, I don't know, I literally just don't need it for one drink at a dinner.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I don't know. I've typically always been like that, but regardless, yeah, I agree. I think I've thought about how I want to be intentional of how when I hit that 6 months that I don't want to just do it just cause.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm going to make so much progress and I'm going to feel so good. I don't.
Well, you're already down like 8 to 10 pounds.
About yeah. But that's because of not drinking on the weekends.
And
it
just
snowballs.
Like
yeah, just snowballs into just overall better decisions, and now I just feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and you're doing our challenge.
Yeah, workouts are kicking my ass. I'm sore from head to toe. Weeks in.
Yeah, head to toe, sore.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Anyways.
Okay. Porn. Mood and confidence killer to me. This comes from a woman. When my partner views it, advice, do you, quote, allow it?
It's a hot topic to start off with.
It is. But it's also a very real topic for a lot of women, especially the one we talked about last week who found out her husband was subscribed to an OnlyFans. Right. I'd rather you view porn at that point. Don't fucking pay for something.
Well, yeah. I mean, porn's free.
Yeah. Most porn is free.
Yeah.
I think to me, it's like, and I said this last week when we were like talking on the advice section, because I was like, oh man, I wish Wyatt, I actually said it multiple times, like, wish Wyatt was here because a lot of them were like marriage related. But I said how a lot of it comes down to like expectations. Like if you have someone who can view something to just purely get, like riled up, sure, get your business done. But when it starts to create expectations in your personal sex lives, I think that's where it becomes like this person, like a confidence killer and a mood killer, because your husband's asking you to swing upside down from like hanging rafters.
Well, yeah, and you're like, that's where it's like, yeah.
I think that's where a lot of men take it a step too far, is expecting, well, why don't you just hop on and bounce on me and XYZ? It's like it's fucking acting.
Oh yeah, it's acting. Not real.
It's not real.
Yeah, anybody that is watching it in that lens is
Well, they just naturally start watching it so much, though, that I feel like it can start to become, it feels like a reality. Because you also become addicted to it.
I've seen a lot of married men, religious men, successful men, and people that struggle with it. So pretty much full spectrum talk on that. Theo Vaughn being one of them.
Crystalia.
Crystalia. There's somebody else I was going to say. It doesn't matter. I don't want to spend time thinking about it. But these people have talked about how like just bad porn is for you and your mentality as a man, and especially in a committed relationship. And it's fascinating to hear because I've never thought of it that way ever. I legitimately growing up as a teenage boy filled with hormones, all of my friends watch porn, still do. And so it was just one of those things where it was just so common that it was like, I never really saw an issue with it. It is what it is. I'm, relieving myself, which is so weird to say on a camera. But,
I say a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, whatever. But then after a while and seeing some of these perspectives of people, I can totally see how it can taint your mind without you even thinking about it. No pun intended on the taint. So.
Yeah, I think at that point, if it comes down to something that's very like a sticking point in your marriage, is where it, again, always just comes down to like talking about it.
Yeah.
But I think when, I don't know the word, like allow it, I guess it's just, I feel like it'd be obvious if it ever became a problem.
Yeah.
In our marriage, personally, like,
I think you would know, but then again, you never know. I mean,
yeah.
I think of it in the same breath of like you see of some men that could be into it harmlessly, let's say, be into it, but they don't even realize that it's causing them to desire not even just that, but maybe more, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So they don't think of it as a problem, and it very well might not be, but it might just make them think about the downside of maybe their sex life versus what they're seeing without even trying to relate it to that it's not meeting expectations. Yeah. Right. So it's like
falsified expectations too.
So I can see how that can snowball.
Encourage each other to have a dry February. No porn.
Or talk about what your sexual desires are. That's the better way to do it. Talk about your sexual desires. What actually, again, they might not even be asking you to flip over backwards and do a somersault 1080, 75 face plant, whatever.
Oh, I've seen that before, and it is crazy.
But like, just know what they want and meet them in the middle. At the end of the day, you're with them. So ask what they want, what pleases them, what pleases you, and just go from there. That's definitely the best way to handle it. Just be open about it. And then obviously if you love the person, you're going to hopefully step out of your comfort zone a little bit, but that only is going to come from the appreciation of each other and knowing that it's not like us against each other. It's like, let's figure out how to make each other happy.
Yeah. But that I feel like I have a lot of women that battle with that. Just how do I allow porn? Do I not, quote unquote? 'Cause it's like,
odds are it's
it can
not
be
as
hard.
Yeah. Odds are it's not as big of a deal.
Hopefully. But again, you just never know.
Odds are.
But sending love and hugs in that way. What has been your favorite date that you've been on? I can't really think of a specific day, but I think to this day, I always think about our Cabo trip.
Yeah, it was more of a trip, not a date.
I know, but it was just it was so fun.
Let's think of a date that we enjoyed. Nothing crazy for whatever reason.
Our Crystalia thing was pretty fun. Like our little, when we went and saw Crystalia in Chicago.
I feel like Chicago always comes out as possibly what our most fun date would be.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. We had good food and drinks right before.
Yeah. Or like even one of our first dates, I always think about too, when we ate and we had pasta and we went to the rave and saw a movie. Nothing better than like
honestly,
a movie.
our best dates, let's be honest, were in college when we do sushi froyo like once a week.
True.
That shit was sweet.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
It was just mindless. Yeah. College.
Simple.
Time of day.
Let's just go.
Time of our lives. Yeah. It was fun.
We
would do it like every week, so I would have a free meal and we always would do it. It was fun. How to take the plunge into content creation when you have imposter syndrome. Yeah.
You're looking at him.
Yeah. I think you have to realize that when you make content, I think Wyatt can attest to this, if you got to do it because you like it.
Or want to.
Because
or you're already doing something that is quote unquote content worthy. And granted, you're going to have imposter syndrome. So in your mind, you're going to think, well, this isn't content worthy. Who cares? but like exactly what she said. Do it for you if it's something
it's just like it doesn't. You can't in most cases. You won't just make up a video in 5 minutes. Like it is a trade-off of time for what will feel like no reward.
Yeah.
Like it will. It's 30 to 40 minutes of editing a vlog that fucking flops. Like it's you have to get comfortable knowing that you're not going to go viral.
Yeah. For sure. And
that's really what it comes down to. Not saying that you won't, but you have to be comfortable knowing mentally just it's not going to happen.
Well, for sure
you have to just enjoy it.
Again, odds are it won't. You won't. Like it's tough to.
Oh my God, even half some of my shit goes south all the time.
Yeah,
like,
I made my best lunch of my life the other day.
Yeah.
And it got like 400 views in 24 hours.
Yeah. Like I mean,
versus like 24,000 on a 3-ingredient Oreo.
Yeah. So I think I think it's the imposter syndrome. Fuck imposter syndrome. Everyone can make content now.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I made a new account, so it's technically separate from my personal life on Wyatt Pfeiffer, and I will say I'm still kind of hesitant of merging the two because of that imposter syndrome, and that's just a vulnerability moment for you. But that's one of those things where it's like I kind of like that I'm creating this account away from my life.
But I think you do too, because it's a different part of you though too. Like if I were to go back, I mean, I kind of started my account as a consistent oversharer anyway. Like you go back in 2013 when I would share posts, like I was always posting. Like that was just my whatever. So if I were to go back, I wish I would have created a different account before I became DESB Fit.
Yeah.
And just had a general place, because that's now why I have not just another mom, because it's a place I feel like I can just truly be like who I am, a mom every day and whatever. When DESB, I feel like is still naturally organic around or organized around fitness naturally, right?
DESB is more of your
it's just business clothing reviews, stuff like that, and it's hard to merge the two because people start following you and then they see your normal post of something and they're like, that's not why I follow him. And it's not a slight to you, but it's they know why they follow you. So when you go away from that, people don't like it. It doesn't mean they don't like you. It's just they're like, this isn't what I followed him, so I'm not going to like the post. It's weird.
Sure.
So imposter syndrome, just make a new account. Don't be afraid to share it to people. Tell them, hey, follow my new account, whatever. But also just do it. You have to be able to do it for you.
Yeah.
You have to be able to truly
or
just
else,
enjoy it.
You'll burn out. If you like whatever your question is coming from, it's probably something you enjoy. Just start doing it, mess around with it. I don't know.
Also, you will suck at first. Like your videos will be bad, your quality will be bad, your editing skills will be bad, and you keep learning it.
Yep.
Someone said he should provide a screenshotable recipe of his recipes. We've kind of talked about that, helping you create like Instagram graphics and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, obviously more work, which I'm not ignorant to. It's just more of,
is it worth it right now? You have to play the game. It's tough for me
already right now with my time. Like it takes me 30 minutes to an hour to just edit a minute and a half.
And then plus cook for an hour.
45-minute clip, edit it down to a minute and a half or 2 minutes. And then on top of that, I'm cooking. And so it's like a 2-hour process, it feels like. So for me right now, I don't think I have the bandwidth or ability to do that. I think I could be more organized on the front end to do that.
Yeah, but you're learning. You'll find a rhythm.
Yeah. And plus, I'm not going to lie, I'm also a cook with your heart, and I have had enough experience to where I just kind of eyeball shit to where, yes, it's going to take a little bit more work for me to do that, especially when I like to cook, when I know how I like things tasting, right?
Fair.
Because not everybody's the same. But yes, you're right. I definitely need to.
What was it like for Des to start her own company, for your relationship and his perspective?
Well, I mean, she started that as her own when we were just dating at that point. Yeah,
I started selling programs
for like $40 in college at 2017.
2016.
16. Yeah. So
but when we started dating in 15, I was just doing CrossFit.
So, I mean, it wasn't tough for me. Wait, read the question again.
Like, what was it like for me starting my own company, for your relationship in his perspective? It's like maybe
I don't really know where that's coming from. I don't know if you're trying to say, like...
What was it like for Des to start her own company for your relationship in his perspective? Maybe just...
Like, how do you deal with your woman, like your wife?
Maybe just seeing the back end of, like, me being busy, maybe, I don't know, college and...
I mean, my initial response to that question is, why would anybody care? Like, in my situation, you should just be supportive of that. Like, it's never a bad thing. So that's why I'm like, I don't know how I should feel. I should only feel good about it.
What was it like for Des to start her own company in a relationship?
Maybe what was it like? Just read it one more time. Let's work through this together, guys.
I think it was just worded a little bit weird. What was it like for Des to start her own company for your relationship and his perspective? So, like, asking me what was it like to start my own company for our relationship, and then also your perspective.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if it was also perspective, but regardless, I think my perspective on it, to just answer the question, is it was good. I mean, it's had ups and downs like anything. I've learned so much about business initially through Des. And then I realized that, I mean, honestly, not even to be cheesy or corny about it, but she has taught me and inspired me quite a bit into what it means to be your own boss, because I've seen it for years. And so because of that, it's opened my mind into what it means to make money for yourself, solely for yourself as a entity or a company, to where it's broadened my horizons of like, okay, well, how can I do this with what I like? And then that brought me to eventually real estate, and now realizing like what impact you yourself can have on your family or your business when you are able to take a leap and work for yourself. Mm-hmm. Not meant for everybody. No. I have a lot of my own bad habits that prohibit me from being efficient, but I'm learning through that to where it's, again, the inspiration and seeing her do it, it's made me better. So I think that's the best way I can answer it, is like, it's been interesting, tough, fun, cool, confusing, but at the same time, it's only for the better. Anybody that can work for themselves and find something that they like to do and be successful at it, hats off.
Yeah, I think when we first started dating, and a year after we started dating, a year in, I created DESB Fit Training. I wasn't working half as much as I am now. You know, like I was like a boss without being a boss. Like, I was just making ebooks and like whatever, but then
no idea what it was
I had no idea what it was going to be. And now I work around the clock, because I also kind of created myself as not just a coach, not just an app, not just fitness, but also like I am an influencer. Like, I have people who also just follow me for, what are you wearing? You know, it's not just a coach, you know, whatever. I've created a persona, which
You're
is
a business owner at the end of the day. Like,
correct. At the end of the day,
what you've turned into.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that is what is very important to me. Like, I want to continue.
I would argue with what you said, it was almost influencer probably first, but now you've realized that that's a business in and of itself, and then you turn that into a business, and now you are operating businesses. So
yeah, I would actually argue the opposite way, is that I was selling from the beginning. Like, I wanted to sell fitness, sell my programs from the beginning, and I fell into blowing up and then becoming affiliated with brands and stuff.
You're right.
So I was a business owner before I was ever an influencer. Yeah. It kind of birthed into both.
You were a business owner before you were a business woman too.
Period.
Got it.
But yeah, so I mean, for me, it's just been fun to learn, and now he's helped me learn a lot. And the past 2 years, he's been able to step into my business, being around, working from home, both of us. It's been a lot to get used to, but I feel like over the past probably 6 to 8 months, I feel like we've fallen into a much better routine. Yeah. Of just balance of.
We know what we're doing now is really the best way to put it.
We're like 6 years in.
I know.
Like, it's, it takes so many different evolutions of businesses and
ideas. Holy shit. Last year alone, I think we went through 10 business ideas.
Yeah, we were going to start a driving school at one point.
Yeah, we were serious about it, though. Her little brother told us how that class was operating.
And we were like, we're going to
per head for 2 weeks for 30 students. We're like, holy shit, let's do it. Yep. And then realized that, well, just like any business idea or imposter syndrome with starting a TikTok or content page, you better want to do it, or else it's just not going to work.
And we said, just kidding. But regardless, that was a long-winded answer. Do men expect a gift on Valentine's Day?
No.
Okay.
I expect not a gift. I can't even say expect, but I can't expect a gift, but I definitely
expect a nude.
Well, yeah. And attention. I feel like it's just a time.
It's a time to be present.
Like, hey, hey, I get it. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. especially as a guy, like I get you the, typical stuff. I'm sure you don't even probably expect Valentine's Day
no,
gifts.
especially our home is our gift.
Yeah, right. But no, I would say for me, I think we've done this also in the past few years, though.
We just go get dinner.
It's just like, let's just make it a date.
Yeah.
And then we just keep it easy. Love you.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Period.
That's it.
Did you guys ever disagree on baby names, or was it an immediate yes each time?
Oh no, we disagreed.
We've always disagreed, but never like, fuck you. Like,
no way.
No,
never,
nope. This is what I'm meaning. No, we
Dez's end yes more than mine.
I've definitely been like, really, you don't like it, like, or like, yeah, whatever.
You've shot it down more than I have.
Yeah, but nothing that, but nothing that we don't work through. Like, it's not a big deal. No. But we've definitely worked through some names. We have like an ongoing list right now, and I've said this to everyone I've talked to. They're like, "What do you have any names solidified?" I'm like, I really just want to meet this thing, and then for us to be able to sit together in a room by ourselves, and just be like,
it'll be fun.
Who is it? What are they?
Who are you?
Yeah, just because I feel like when you first see someone, like, they look like an Elizabeth. Like, they look like a Sarah. They look like I want to see this baby and be like, you look like a bitch. Yeah, you look like a guy or girl. What if we just named them brother. Guy or girl, brother? Okay, y'all are killing on TikTok lately. Love Dez's vlogs and Wyatt's cooking vids. That's so cute.
Thank you.
Please tell me what to buy on the Petula launch. Okay, I'm just going to say this real quick. You have to buy the lounge pants and you have to buy the long sleeve shirt. The ribbed long sleeve shirt, period. How do you juggle it all? Parenting, marriage, and all the content.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think me and Dez have a very unique dynamic in our relationship than a lot of people. We're
Dude, holy fuck. We've been together every day since 2020.
Yeah.
Like literally
every day. But I don't know. I feel like ours is unique. It's not like, oh, you'll never be us. I don't mean it like that at all. It's just, we are very unique with how we handle it. We're pretty cut and dry when we talk to each other. We're honest of what works. And granted, sometimes we both can come off rude or snarky or condescending in times.
Like, holy fuck, why'd you do that?
Yeah, like, right. But at the same time, we know that it's like, at the end of the day, we know none of us are hanging the hat on like, oh, you meant what you said.
Yeah. No, I know the other night, and I mean, you'll remember this too. Like, I said something like, I was trying to edit your video, and it was just end of the night, kids are screaming, and I'm like, I'm trying to fucking edit your video or like something, and you were like, why are you fucking cussing at me or something? Like, just curse words exchanged. Yeah. You like slammed the door, and I remember sitting down, I was like, that was weird. Anyway, like it's just like, okay, like, I don't know. I think it comes down to how do we juggle it all? First off, we do have help. Like, we have a babysitter here 3 days a week for pretty much work hours, like for us to work. And I always make sure I disclaim that. Like, we don't just do it on our own. But also on the other days, like our workload, our weeks are very repetitive now. Like, we've gotten in a little bit of a nature of habit of like, Mondays, here's my load. Tuesdays, here's my load. Wednesdays, Thursdays are lighter. We just, for once in my life, I feel like I've actually had a reoccurring schedule-ish.
Yeah.
And that's helped a lot.
Yeah. And I will say, not to cut you off, but my role is obviously a lot different than most men in relationships right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing the long game for our family. I'm taking a step back in the sense of I'm building something longer term for us. So my day-to-day does not exist. My day-to-day is random. Like, today, I have so much shit to do, but I guarantee you could ask me this same question in 2 days. I'd be like, I have nothing to do. Shit. I have not shit to do. So
but it's also like, again, that's a push and pull in relationships is like, I've taken a lot of the day-to-day work. I do a lot of the creation of finances in our house, but like, he manages it. But also I know we're doing this now because I hope one day I can scale back in a way or have a team, X, Y, Z, whatever. And then he does his thing and then he's pulling the weight and then I get to do whatever,
Open communication is the biggest thing too, of like just knowing where each other are coming from. Like,
also just swallowing your pride. Like, I think that was big for you too, is realizing that like you're living a very different life than you thought you were going to live.
I mean, it was tough because you also didn't see it.
Sure.
We had to work through that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, of course.
We had to work through it because she didn't see me doing stuff. Like I said, my day-to-days changed, so she didn't see me doing as much stuff. And so that then weighed on her is like, well, I'm doing all the work. When it's like, in reality, I didn't have anything to do, so I was just helping where I could. Mm-hmm. And then again, days like today and the past few weeks we've had, my role has picked up substantially. You know what I mean? So it's like eventually the goal for me, and she knows, she sees exactly what I do. She knows what my goals are, what I want to do. I talk openly about what my plans are 5 to 10 years down the road, and I've shown that from the actions, not necessarily that I do every day, but more so of like I'm proving
actionable steps.
Like I'm proving it. I'm showing something, whether it's a couple months later, I'm showing that I'm serious of what I'm saying.
Right.
And then I can show that in my work. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot to balance, but I mean,
you just
there's
do
no
it.
secret
You find
formula.
your own chaos.
That's the craziest thing. It's your own, that's the best way to put it. It's your own chaos. In none of our, especially with kids, as everybody knows, your schedule's not the same every day, ever. Mm-mm. So it's like we just are able and lucky enough, we're both working from home, to be able to make it work. I don't have, set meetings or deadlines on projects that I have to do and Des does at the same time all the time. Sometimes we do, but at those days we're lucky enough to have help, to be like, hey, babysitter, we might need you one day extra this week because this specific day is insane and me and Des have to be doing our own stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a give and take, but
I mean,
it's a unique situation.
And some days are more than others, but I really have tried this year, specifically in the past probably 3 months, to kind of like be off my phone by like 8, and like actually like watch our show together, like do whatever that looks like. And we're trying to get better at it. Just being aware of like screen time and like watching a show and not being like on our phones.
And ironically, picking up this content piece has made it easier for me, because by the time I'm done editing, I don't want to touch my fucking phone.
When you've been a big consumer too. Like you're always on your phone.
Yeah. Oh, I am. I'm a consumer. Absolutely.
Like he will.
I got to a point where I had to delete TikTok because I got a screen report of like 8.5 hours one day.
And that's without working from his phone. Like
Zero
that's just
work
a consumer.
on my phone. Like legitimately, I just had it one of those days where I swear to God I was on my phone all day. But I'll add some of those hours where just leaving apps open and throwing my phone down, and it just sits open. But still, I saw that and I ended up deleting some TikToks, or some apps, and then now being back on TikTok, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
To just put it away.
Yeah, and then we're also like both like just like, cool, good job today. Like, I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, how to get the boyfriend to clean the apartment more and tidy it up?
I mean, short answer, be a little bit of an asshole.
Also,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
like you have to tell them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I say I was an only child, I am so accustomed and naturally
dirty.
I'm not dirty.
Disorganized.
Disorganized is definitely a way to put it.
Like just like, oh, I'll do the laundry later. I'll put it up in 5 days.
Yeah, and then it'll
like
sit
just
there
stuff
in
like
for a couple days. Yeah, that's me. But I will say I'm an only child, so I'm very accustomed to letting things be done to where I know if I know something will get done without me doing it, I don't even think about it. And that's just a habit at this point in my life because I am an only child. So I've just become aware of that, luckily, to know that, hey, Des has been on me enough about it to where it's like, yeah, whether that's annoying or not, it's like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I need to probably just force myself to do a little bit better. And honestly, the thing that helped us was doing that time study.
Yeah, that was a game changer. And you guys should do that too. Like I think all couples should do that. It's just a fun, you don't have to come at it calling it a time study. You can just be like, hey, it's like, I saw this thing on TikTok, or like my 2 favorite podcasters said to do this.
2 favorite. Oh, thank you.
But like just 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, track everything you do.
Every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes and what you're doing. Like literally down to the wire of like brushed my teeth, checked my phone and took a piss. Whatever.
And that
like
could have taken an hour.
And
but just be honest.
It sounds crazy, but by doing it, I realized how much I was doing that wasn't benefiting me. Like I was just like almost like busy work. And then for Wyatt, he realized how much he like wasn't doing. Yeah. Which like isn't offensive. It was just like he realized, I scroll my phone a lot. Ooh, I'm whatever.
Well, I think the bigger point from that I took wasn't necessarily like, yeah, I know I had free time in my day to day, like we've already elaborated on. But the biggest thing for me was I realized when my time of days that I would rather be doing stuff.
Yeah.
So like in the mornings, I'm like, I wish I had something to do, but then I just sit there and wait, and then I go to the gym. And then I realized I'm like, I should just go to the gym earlier, knock that out, and then I get back, and then I can do some work if I have work. So it just helped me create a schedule of like, well, here's what I want to do in my day. Here's what I'm actually doing. Now I see exactly what I was doing every day. Now I can see actually where I can flip-flop and put things in that matter in that day. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would recommend a time study. It's kind of fun, but also just set a schedule, I think is what I'm getting at with that question is like, hey, you do the laundry, I'll always do the dishes.
Right. Like I typically always do the laundry, even if I don't fold it. But like I always make sure it's in there. But sometimes I don't, and then he does it. So it's just a trade-off. But I think we've, again, gotten a good routine of just understanding each other's workload and just being like, okay, Des had a lot of meetings today. Des has been doing this, and I'm still expecting her to put Maddox down or something. So I'm going to go ahead and do the dishes, and I'll wipe off the kids because I know this. Like it also has just come down to so much communication that now we don't have to really communicate about it.
And by communication, I mean, quite frankly,
like
let's
fights
be honest,
or arguments.
Also arguments.
Maybe not fights or
arguments.
Not even really heavy stress arguments.
Just
it's just
arguments.
Like, hey, what is going on?
Like I'm frustrated. I did this, and then the laundry wasn't done. And it's like, as the other partner, you hope you would obviously be hearing them and know like, okay, I should probably just do one little.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You
do one little thing, but yeah.
Okay, last question to wrap it up.
Yep.
What made it click for you two to know that you wanted to get married? How did you know you wanted to marry me?
You know, it's funny. I saw something like that. Like, how'd you know they were the one? I can't say that there was ever one moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really believe in that. I remember specifically the time that comes to my mind is I remember being in the car with my mom back from college. I don't know, maybe junior year. We're a year or two in. Maybe it was my senior year. I can't remember. We're a couple years into dating at this point, and I just remember my mom was like, "You guys are been together for a little while." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you think she could be the one or something?" And I remember at that moment, that was the first time I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Like that's what comes next.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So it was just one of those things where like, I think having that conversation with my mom, I then realized it and started talking about it. And I just remember in that conversation saying like, I mean, there's nothing wrong. Like we get along. We don't really argue that much, and like things are good. So yeah, I mean, as of right now, I don't see why she wouldn't be.
Right.
Right. And so it was just one of those things where it's like, I wasn't even thinking that far ahead, you know, as much as I can be a planner. It's like at the same time, I am pretty go with the flow type of a guy, I would say more often than not. So I just never really thought of it like that until I had the conversation. I realized, I think I could marry this person, like legitimately. Yeah, and then I kind of had that lens in the back of my head as like, you know, we went along the next like couple years of like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I remember like when we first started hanging out, my lease was coming to an end that next year. Like so I was like a year from now. And I remember wondering, I was like, oh, I wonder if he would ever move in with me, like whatever. And I never even asked, like it never brought up, but I remember thinking that. And in and of itself, I was like, oh, I've like never wanted to live with anyone else, like besides my roommates, like besides my girls, you know? And then I was like, like I like don't want to not be around this person. Like that's also new of not being annoyed. And like, this is also like not the skinniest guy I've ever dated, like also new, like, all of these things. And I remember my mom being like, do you really like him? Like his hair's like super long, like kind of like uncleanly, like whatever. And I just remember always being like, no, I love it. And I don't know, I don't think there was a moment I can definitively look back. 'Cause I feel like still from the moment we started hanging out, I like knew that I wanted to.
Yeah, we knew we liked each other pretty quickly.
Yeah, like it was like very fast.
Yeah, because I mean, we had the class with each other, and then I remember walking in and be like, I'm gonna sit next to her.
Well, I remember when I got kicked off the volleyball team, like you were one of the first people I saw.
Yeah.
After like housing vodka in my car.
Yeah, and you just come crying to me and outside, and all the football buddies that I had class with
like
in that
hugged
same
you,
class.
And I don't think we ever really like physically hugged in front of people.
Yeah, and then she hugged me, and I'm sitting around, and then my teammate's like, oh, you gotta looking at me as she's bawling. He's like, oh, nudging the elbow. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? She's crying. Now's not the time to just make fun of me.
I remember like one of the first times we hooked up, or the first time we hooked up, and I remember walking into class that next like week, and forever being like that's like a core memory for me, because I was like, oh my god, like
that's funny.
You gotta view me differently.
I didn't even say I ever thought about that. That's funny.
So funny. Yeah, I just remember being like, did he tell all of his friends that are also at the same table as me?
Oh yeah, that's fair. No, I was never that type.
And I still had braces at the time.
The only people that really would know would just be the freshman friends that I had at the time.
So funny.
Yeah.
College was fun.
It was.
Such a good time. I feel bad for people that don't go to college. Not for like the workload. Like not for, oh, you're not shit 'cause you don't have a degree. It's just like the experience you also get being put into that situation.
Yeah, I would argue, though, we had as good as a experience as you can get. Being an athlete's a little different. I've thought about this exact thing.
I was only an athlete for 50%.
Well, sure, but I've just thought of it. I guess you can speak to it better, but I was just thinking of it how, like, we did have a fun time because, let's be honest, human nature breeds or needs challenges, right? You need adversity to, like, maintain this, like, level of, you know, persona or almost like success in your life and how you feel about yourself. It's like we had something that was a rock and we had an identity. So it was like for us, college was fun because when it was outside of our work every day, it was just fun and bonus. It was like carefree.
Yeah.
And I remember we're always looking at college students like, man, I wish I was a normal student for once. But it's like, I look back on it now and I'm like, that's kind of, I mean, as much fun as that is, it's like, it's almost kind of depressing in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, my college experience afterwards went from class to training. Like I would just work out. So like the times I would have quote been at practice, I was, you know, at the gym. Like I kind of filled that void with that.
Like if I was in college as a normal person, I would not be where I'm at today. Like I would have, I've told Des this in college. I'd be like, I would be 300 pounds. I would have been 300 pounds for sure. And drinking every other day for sure. I just like, cause that's just what I would have been around. Like the friends that I had that were students, it's like they drank all the time and just hung out. And it's like, yeah, that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
So
good times. Well, thanks for being on.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. Always good to break up the monotonous, you know, daily star of me, you know, although my girlies like it, but we love you. Happy Sunday. Mwah, mwah. We'll see you next time. And let's enjoy the last few episodes in our humble abode.
I know. We got one season left.
I know.
An old teddy boy.
Oh, yeah, that too. Okay. Bye. Happy Sunday.
Bye. Happy Super Bowl. Go Chiefs.
Go Taylor. I mean, Travis.
Go Taylor's boyfriend.